Minecraft Java Edition's graphics API is going to be changing. So, what exactly does that mean? So, yesterday, Mojang had created a post called Another Step Towards Vibrant Visuals, which talks about bringing vibrant visuals, the feature we see on Bedrock, which is sort of like Minecraft's official shader pack, and how it will be brought to Java Edition in the near future. Mojang have said that in order to bring vibrant visuals across to Java Edition, they will need to update the graphics API. This is because Minecraft Java Edition currently uses a graphics rendering API called OpenGL. OpenGL was the standard for many years and it's still used by many applications, but it is relatively outdated now compared to more modern alternatives. The one mentioned in the post is Vulkan. So the pretty clear objective made clear in the post is that Minecraft Java Edition will switch from OpenGL to Vulkan. But why do they need to do that exactly? Well, the biggest reason is purely just to modernise Java Edition a bit more. While OpenGL can still be used, and I'm perfectly sure they probably could get vibrant visuals ported to OpenGL, there are other issues that mean they do want to upgrade to Vulkan as quickly as possible. The biggest issue to come up is that one of the platforms that Minecraft Java Edition runs on, macOS, is going to be deprecating OpenGL in future releases, which means any games that use OpenGL as a rendering backend will no longer work on Mac computers. Although Minecraft's market share isn't particularly massive on Apple's Mac computers, they do still want to be able to support the platform, as there are still a lot of players on Mac computers that play Minecraft Java Edition, and the game was sold with the intention of it supporting this platform. But again, even outside of that, OpenGL is not being updated, and Vulkan is quickly becoming the standard on Windows and Linux systems as well. In fact, Vulkan also isn't natively supported on macOS and will require a translation layer workaround, which they do go on to mention in the post. So the pure reason for doing this seems to be that Mojang wants to modernise Java Edition's back-end rendering APIs in preparation for vibrant visuals coming over, and also it will then better be able to support any new rendering features that they introduce in the future. So what does this change actually mean to players? If you play Minecraft Java Edition, what will you notice and, well, what won't you notice once this change takes place? If you play purely the vanilla Java Edition experience, then you shouldn't really notice anything different, other than, of course, the introduction of vibrant visuals once it gets ported over. However, if you play Minecraft Java Edition with any form of mods, like many do, including even optimization mods like Sodium or shaders like Iris, then you may notice certain mods will need updating or will stop working. This is because a lot of mods that are especially aimed in optimization or enhancing the visuals of Minecraft obviously need to be able to talk to the graphics API, and they are currently all hard-coded to work with OpenGL. Now, for some of them, like Sodium, which is mainly based around optimizing performance, it will be a pretty easy rewrite to get it to work with Vulkan. In fact, the developer of the Sodium mod has already shown that they have started a rewrite to Vulkan, and it's already working quite well. Now, as for shader mods like Iris, which have the goal of enhancing Minecraft's visuals using shader packs, that's going to be a bit more complicated, and it will probably require a completely new shader mod. And the developer of Iris has already said they are moving on to a new shader mod called Aperture, and hopefully that will be programmed pretty quick to work with the new Vulkan backend. Another popular mod to be noted that probably won't work straight away without a major rewrite will be Distant Horizons. Distant Horizons lets you load a higher render distance in Minecraft Java Edition by making use of what's known as LODs to show faraway terrain at a lower quality. This mod once again relies heavily on talking with the OpenGL backend directly, so it will require a full rewrite to work with Vulkan. It's currently unknown whether the developer intends on doing that. Outside of performance optimization and visual enhancement mods, what about just any other kind of mod that adds perhaps new items, new models, and may require some rendering features? These often communicate with the game's engine called Blaze 3D instead of with the graphics API directly. If Mojang are going ahead and porting the game to use the Vulkan API, then anything that talks only to the game's engine will automatically work with the new API, except for a few maybe minor bugs. If you think of it as sort of three layers, having the graphics API at the bottom, then the Blaze 3D engine, and then the mod that you want to use on the top. If the mod is only talking to the Blaze 3D engine, it will work fine. If the mod works around the Blaze 3D engine and talks directly to the OpenGL backend, then it will require a rewrite. Now, even outside of shader mods like Iris, you have shader packs themselves. If you take a look at most shader packs, you will see that they are made up of purely OpenGL shader library files and therefore require Minecraft to be using the OpenGL backend. So that means shader pack developers will have to reformat their packs to work with Vulkan and again will require full rewrites to work properly. So far, a lot of this is really sounding quite negative, but we have got to remember that Minecraft Java Edition does need to be upgraded to modern standards eventually, and this is probably as good a time as any as it prevents macOS from losing support, and it also makes the job of porting over vibrant visuals much easier for Mojang. I think overall in the end this will end up being a positive change for Minecraft Java Edition. I just think it's going to have a few initial hurdles and there might be some brief periods where we'll have to go without mods that we've had in the past. Mod developers are being encouraged to make their mods work just by talking with the Blaze 3D engine and to request any features that they might need to Mojang developers so they can try and get them implemented ready for the switchover. So when is this change happening? Well, they plan on trialling it over the summer in snapshots. These snapshots will start out by letting you switch between OpenGL and Vulkan, just in case there are issues with the new graphics API. But the intention is by the time it hits major release versions, it will just be a complete switch over to Vulkan and there will not be a choice. Now, once again, if you play purely just complete vanilla Minecraft Java Edition, you shouldn't notice any issues with this changeover. In fact, you probably won't notice anything's happened at all. But if you play with any kind of mod, or you make any mods for Minecraft Java Edition, then you are likely to notice just a few small hiccups. But hopefully it won't be too hard to get everything moved over in the end. Now, that of course does rely on how good of a job Mojang does at listening to the community and implementing any features into the Blaze 3D engine that are required. But that was it for this quick game dev discussion on Minecraft's graphics API switchover. With Minecraft being as big a game as it is and this being quite the big technical change under the hood, I thought it would be worth covering. So if you want me to cover more news like this on Minecraft in the future, then do make sure to like this video and be sure to subscribe for any future discussions on technical updates to Minecraft and other games.